Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Palmer, CEO at Sigma, and today I'm excited to share some of the innovation that Sigma is building and that will change the way that your entire enterprise uses data. But first, let's talk about where we're coming from and frankly what needs to change. When we were working on-prem, we all built teams of experts that we wanted to help us find deeper meaning in our data, but instead spent much of their time building and updating dashboards, or even more often, extracting data for users to manipulate in spreadsheets. As a result, BI was confined to aggregated historical data trends. This has meant that people that we entrust to make decisions have tended to use stale, summarized data to make their best educated guesses. Competitive enterprises need to work synchronously and at high velocity. To do this, your partners and your colleagues need to access raw, live data with the tools to build and communicate together. So to enable them, we have built the first and only data platform that brings all of their skills to the same interface. Whether they write Python or SQL, or want to engage in natural language via AI, or of course the most pervasive skill in all of business, the spreadsheet. And we know that many people have a combination of these skills and want to use the right one at the right time. We've enabled them with features like live edit, commenting, annotation, and chat. We provide the tools to ensure that people working across the world do so synchronously and at pace. And just as scale has changed with cloud data, so has the possibility of competing with completely new functionality. This is again where Sigma has built a first and only feature, the ability to write back, enabling users to add data to the database, providing real-time, personalized knowledge, building live forecasts, and much, much more. And the question that is on everyone's lips today, how does AI play a role in all of this, and can it make things better? We have enabled your entire enterprise, regardless of skill set, to securely collaborate with live, at-scale data. Whether analyzing trends or forecasting the future, everyone can self-service the data they need to find the answers that they want. But this is not where the full value of data is realized. We don't get paid to recommend, we all get paid to act. And we at Sigma know that having found your answer, value is only realized when action is taken. So we have built workflow into Sigma. We are the first and only data platform to enable everyone to automate actions both inside and outside Sigma, so that live data turns to live action. Think about approval processes, updating data in external applications, making application calls, and much more, enabling your Sigma logic to impact your wider enterprise systems. We are not only empowering you as data analysts by removing technical barriers, we're also removing the technical barriers to building applications, automations, and workflow. Today, our team is going to walk you through the specifics on the latest Sigma innovations that help you unify your teams, your workloads, and your trusted data. These are innovations and solutions that unlock the potential of AI and help you scale out data collaboration in ways that you've never seen in a BI tool before. Here at Sigma, we are truly reinventing how your enterprise will work with cloud data. We've got lots to cover, so stay tuned for more. Next, I'll hand it over to our co-founder and CTO, Rob Willen, who's going to show you Sigma's newest AI capabilities.
Today, I'm excited to announce the first 3 features in Sigma's AI Toolkit for Business: AI Functions, AI Forecasting, and the Sigma Copilot. First, AI Functions. AI Functions are a governed way for your team to leverage the power of LLMs to enrich your data. This capability allows you to add new columns into tables that are populated from the most popular LLM technologies. And the first one we're bringing in is OpenAI. For example, take a look at this restaurant review data that's been loaded into our cloud data platform. Let's say you're visiting a new city and want to find a place to eat. You could certainly look for the highest rated restaurants in this data set. But what if you want to try a specific dish? You don't want to comb through hundreds of reviews by hand or look up dozens of menus online to find the right restaurant. Instead, you can leverage AI in Sigma to comb through the review data and immediately surface which restaurants have the dish you're looking for. As you can see, AI functions automate work that would otherwise need to be done by hand. Another great thing here is that your AI function can reference other columns in your table to build the prompt. And you can use the result of that AI function in other columns too. You can even write back this information into your cloud data platform, adding extra context to your existing data. Keep in mind that it's your own API key that will be used here with OpenAI or Azure OpenAI. You have full control to make the call over whether you connect your data to the LLM provider. Next, we're launching AI forecasting in Sigma for Snowflake customers. In Sigma, you don't need to know SQL or Python to take advantage of forecasting functionality from Snowflake Cortex. We've built the UI that allows you to access these features from a spreadsheet-like interface. So instead of writing a stored procedure call, you can simply click a button in Sigma to forecast your data with Snowflake Cortex. You could also call a custom model that you built and that lives in Snowflake. And you can even click a button to train that model at any set cadence, like once a week. As cloud data platforms build out more ML and AI functionality, Sigma will be right alongside our partners, helping to bring these innovations to a broader audience of data consumers. Now, for the third feature in our AI Toolkit. Today, we're excited to announce Sigma Copilot, an intelligent assistant for both new and advanced Sigma users. Now, anyone can quickly ask their data questions in natural language. In other BI tools, natural language gets translated to large blocks of SQL or Python. That makes it nearly impossible for end users to understand what AI did, validate it, or modify it further. Sigma Copilot takes a different approach. It shows its work in formulas and explains its actions in language everyone can understand. And Sigma Copilot won't go rogue. You are still in complete control. You can choose whether to enable it, what is accessible to AI, and can feel confident it's all protected by Sigma's enterprise permissions model. At Sigma, we're thoughtfully incorporating AI and ML innovation from the data ecosystem into a user-friendly interface that makes it easier for everyone to work with AI and data. In fact, we're the first BI tool that's bringing AI functions to market with write-back capabilities. And this is just the start of more innovation to come as we continue to build out the AI Toolkit for BI. Next, I'll pass it over to my colleague Ruchi for some exciting updates about how we're making Sigma more accessible for everyone who works with data.
I'm Ruchi Pandya, Product Manager for Sigma. At Sigma, we believe that all teams should have a highly customizable, privacy-conscious, collaborative solution for rapid development and scaling, whatever the data use case may be. Here at Sigma, we've already helped our customers build custom data applications. Creating applications in Sigma started when we launched a feature called input tables. With input tables, customers have been able to build all kinds of custom applications, from resource allocation forecasts, to staff planning charts, to portfolio management systems for finance teams. And now we're making it even easier to build your data app with the introduction of Sigma Actions. Sigma Actions let you define interactivity with elements of a workbook, so you can define how inputs and user activities trigger your workflows. This might mean setting a button click to navigate users to an element in another workbook, or defining a click in a bar chart to add a filter onto a table element. Actions create rich, interactive user experiences around your data, and they can even go beyond Sigma workbooks to trigger activities such as interacting with external applications, notifying employees, or even making API calls. But that's just the beginning. Actions help teams build forms and complete workflows end-to-end. For example, think about building a payroll timestamp system in Sigma. Each user, perhaps an employee in this case, should only be able to edit their own time log data, not their colleagues' data, not their supervisor's data. And their supervisor should only have approval access, perhaps not edit access. These customizable access controls allow teams to curate the experience of data apps for different role types so that different teams can work together around the same data, even within an established set of workflows. Teams can also use Sigma Actions to build forms that collect data at scale. Using forms creates a high-fidelity data experience for users of all backgrounds and reduces human error associated with free-form data entry. Forms enhance data privacy in the data collection process because each user only sees their own data entry field. Forms enable multiple users to collaborate on the same data within their own customized environment. Forms and Sigma Actions truly enhance what you can do with your data app in Sigma. Next, I'll pass it over to my colleague, Luke Stanke, who will show you exactly how he built a data app in Sigma tailored to fit his team's complex needs.
Thanks, Ruchi. Luke here. I want to show you how you can take the power of your data platforms and combine it with Sigma to build workflows, drive action, and make impact. Let's look at a common use case for services companies. At the heart of services companies is time tracking and forecasting staffing plans. And I know this because I spent a decade doing it. Building these plans means combining data from my CRM, time tracking software, and my invoicing platform, and combining these sources in my data warehouse. I then bring it into my data visualization tool to visualize it in its current state, only to export it to Excel and plan for the week. The problem was, every time I took an export, I was out of sync. With the power of Sigma, I can now do all of this in one place. Check it out. First, let's take a look at this overview of my company. There's a lot of information here, but you'll notice an arrow in a single column. That's this week. You'll also notice that there are 2 rows with conditional formatting all the way across the table: expected utilization and planned margin. Expected utilization is just how much time as a percent of total that is expected to be billed. And my margin represents profitability in a percentage. According to my table, my company has been doing well the previous 4 weeks, making money. But over the next 4 weeks, there's a bit of a drop-off. Yikes. Good thing that sales is on it. They just moved a deal through the pipeline, and they think we can start staffing it. So let's do it in Sigma. Let's go to the Create Staffing Plan tab. And we need to add 2 roles to the plan, a senior consultant and a director. So let's do that. Coming soon with Sigma's actions, you can do things like this: pre-fill your forms using formulas based on controls, or even add rows. I just select from my dropdown the values I need and make updates. Once I have a staffing plan, I can assign staff. I can check with my staffing plan detail over here. It looks like Dakota is currently available to staff it. Let's go back and add them. Again, this is just a few clicks and my plan is put in place. My final step is to allocate time. Once I've allocated time, the team can come in and do the time entry directly in Sigma. But even more importantly, I can check and see what my short-term plans look like. Would you look at that? Things are looking pretty great right now. The best part is I don't have to overcomplicate multi-system processes to isolate this data. It's now all in one place. And thanks to Sigma, I can build workflows and take actions so my business and data can now stay in sync. Back to you, Ruchi.
Now you've seen the power of Sigma data apps, but that's not all you can do in Sigma. Today, I'm excited to share that we're bringing Python and SQL directly into your Sigma workbooks. By bringing Python capabilities into Sigma, we're bridging the gap between data science, engineering, and business intelligence. With the new Python integration coming into Sigma, users can run Python in any frame of the Sigma workbook and build dependent elements directly from their Python outputs. Plus, data from anywhere in the workbook can be easily referenced in Python for a cohesive, complex analysis. Imagine an engineer leveraging an LLM using the Python integration. Their colleague applies the model outputs from Python to a visual data element or pivot table to build an analysis. In the same workbook, an executive uses drill downs to get a custom view of company trends. This capability is setting the new standard for collaboration for data-driven organizations. Now let's talk about SQL. The SQL editor in the Sigma workbook enables users to write effective, efficient code in a pain-free way. We have a few exciting additions to the editor that enables faster developer iteration using SQL. Users can use filters on visualizations, tables, and other data elements to compose custom queries. Users can also update queries in a no-code way by updating visual chart elements and seeing the changes reflected in the underlying queries. Users can also extract complex and efficient queries from any data element and use it in any other place in the workbook. We're excited about what your team can do with custom data applications and with programming in Sigma, and we know you will be too. Reach out to our team for early access to these features.
My name is Sean Rice. I'm a director of data engineering and analytics at HashiCorp, and I get to manage the entirety of our data tech stack.
I'm Frances. I manage the data and analytics team at HashiCorp. So my team and I work very closely with the business to understand the problems they're trying to solve for, and we help do that through data and our BI tools.
Life before Sigma was, we had all the classic challenges that teams have, right? Disparate data sources, disparate use cases, unclear alignment. And that was really the stage, and Sigma can come in and help us solve those things with just being easier to use, quite frankly. Going back to probably like 2018 or 2019, with the advent of like cloud data warehouses like Snowflake, I think we realized that the current solutions were not necessarily designed for that architecture, that ecosystem.
I think one of the biggest problems we were trying to solve for moving into Sigma was the siloed data sets that kind of spread all over. So that could be random Excel sheets people have built, that could be just dashboards that people have spun up once, like 10 years ago, and it's still being used by an exec.
Sigma is not only easy for our stakeholders to use, it's easy for us as like practitioners of data to use. So we really value that as well. I think one of the reasons they like Sigma is the flexibility, the ease of use, and the fact that they can use the same tool as their stakeholder, because in the past, that wasn't always the case.
So now we know when people go into Sigma, the data is up to date, it's validated, it's people who know what they're doing and they understand the data. And we don't have to worry about an exec going, opening up a dashboard and not realizing someone hasn't touched it in 5 years.
So we're tracking things like the number of active users, which is much higher than our incumbent. We're tracking stats like the rendering of certain dashboards, like critical C-suite reporting and things like that, and those are all much improved versus the other, our previous tool.
So Sigma, as a BI tool, I want to say has been very easy to pick up. It's been very easy for us to help enable our analytics community at HashiCorp for a few reasons. The tool itself is very intuitive. It has a much shorter learning curve, in my opinion, than other BI tools I've been experienced with. And I think the largest maybe kind of feature that Sigma has, in my opinion, is I know I can always reach someone if I have a question. With Sigma, we really try to drive home like, hey, go talk to Sigma, because they're the experts, you can reach them. And we've always said, go use the chat function. And in this particular instance, I think the analyst thought it was chat as in like a phone. So they Google like Sigma phone number, found a number on Google, called it, and I think within like 30 seconds or something, someone picked up, like a live person, not even a robot. And she was like, hey, I have a bunch of Sigma questions. The guy was like, sure, shoot me. And they just talked on the phone, and he or she, I don't really know, answered all of the questions that our analyst had. She mentioned to us like, hey, by the way, the phone feature is awesome. And I was like, phone feature? I was referring to like live chat on the web, and that was something that like I think surprised not just us, but our Sigma reps as well.
That was kind of the beauty of Sigma, that like you could just literally get on the phone and talk to someone for a support related question. And that, I mean, like, it's unheard of.
It really gives us that level of support for my team and I as well, to know that, hey, even if there's something that we don't know, we can get someone in to help us right away.
Sigma has been so instrumental in getting us reporting and feedback on like the pulse of our product data and our sort of data tech stack. I think internally we use it quite a bit. And so it's helped me and my teams fundamentally change how we monitor cost of our CDW, of the performance of our warehousing. So it's really helped optimize the tech stack today.
I would say it's probably your best option to have a truly cloud-hosted or cloud-based focused analytics tool.
We don't need to force what we think is best on the user. We can have the user tell us what they think is best and kind of meet them where they are with their skill set. Python is a development standard, a lot like SQL. Its inclusion into a BI tool is really advantageous for us, because now a developer doesn't have to go out into another like clients or anything like that to manage. And so its inclusion in Sigma is welcome, and we're really excited to try to apply it to a bunch of the use cases that we have.
Hi there, I'm Zalak Trivedi, Product Manager at Sigma, and today I'm excited to share with you what we've been doing behind the scenes to connect the power of Sigma to your application with our embedded analytics product. We are taking embedded analytics further than any other BI tool by bringing Explore Mode and collaboration to the user experience. Explore Mode is a great way to empower individual users to explore the data without altering the original workbook. For example, your customers can change groupings on existing elements or update a pivot table so that their analysis is tailored precisely to their evolving needs and insights. You can empower your users to explore worry-free. They aren't changing the dashboard itself, they are just doing an exploration on top of the dashboard. With the Explore mode now available on Embedded Analytics, you can also offer additional customer license options in your product, which creates more flexible paths to monetization. Next up, we are bringing collaboration into Embedded Analytics. First, we are launching the ability to share in embedded environments. With sharing capabilities, your customers can share the dashboard that they create with other members of their organization and then collaborate on them. together in real time. Second, we are launching comments on embeds. This allows your users to provide context around visualizations or controls, solicit feedback, and make requests. With Explore mode, sharing, and comments, we are creating an even richer embedded analytics experience for your customers. They can now collaborate and build workbooks together, comment on each other's insights, and access data in a way that increases self-service capabilities without exposing that data to risks. No other BI tool has brought this level of customization to embedded analytics. So, while embedded analytics with Sigma may be a small part of your product today, we believe that you'll be using Sigma to build out data applications and unlock new revenue streams with your customers tomorrow.
Druva is a late-stage startup. We develop and market data protection software. Life before Sigma, our data stack was, I would say, is considered pretty modern, and then we use Looker as our primary BI tool.
Being a company that protects a bunch of data, we generate a lot of data around these customers, and we were finding that it was really hard for Looker to process all that data and serve it up in one place. In Looker before, it was frustrating, either because we knew the data was there, but something was wrong with the report and it couldn't load, or the data didn't exist in any place.
It's not the easiest to pick up in terms of the data sets. And then also we had problems on the performance as well. It really turned off a lot of our business users. Before Sigma, our primarily use cases for Looker were sort of static, what happened reporting. It could be anything from performance analysis for an MBR, not look good in front of just Breathe, the CEO, right? In terms of he's asking the right questions, and if you don't have an answer for that, it's frowned upon that.
There's nothing worse than trying to get an answer to a question and not having the data to answer that. But after playing around with Sigma and seeing everything that it could do, and also the pace of feature development, such as input tables, live editing, I kind of saw that there were a lot of things that we can incorporate that Looker couldn't do. We were able to get off Looker in what I would call record time, like under a quarter, migrate all of our key reports. I think Looker, before we started deploying Sigma, was about 100 to 150 weekly active users. I think that we probably have well over 300, 400 weekly active users of people interacting with Sigma data products in different systems. Having all the data in one place in Sigma enabled us to kind of again, build a more cohesive customer story and picture by connecting all these data points together, such as what products have they purchased, what segment are they in, what industry and vertical, how many cases they have. We're able to generate predictions about what customers are going to do, not just what happened within these accounts. Sigma enabled us to move faster on bringing in new data sets because we could kind of decouple the analytics engineering work that we were doing in Snowflake and dbt with the visualization layer of what we were bringing to the business.
The input tables allows you for scenario modeling and forecasting and changing some data sets on the fly. So those are some things that other tools didn't have.
It's possible to just kind of query that data in minutes, not days.
It's been tremendous. I think we get compliments from our CEO and CFO all the time. Our executive team's always reliant on Sigma and the associated dashboards and the data insights.
So a lot of the things that we suggest or that we ask for, we'll see in the product a month or two later, which has been pretty awesome to see. We've had nothing but good experiences.
Hi there, I'm Mallory, Director of Product Marketing at Sigma, and today I'm excited to share with you some of our new visual and usability enhancements that make it even easier to work in Sigma. First, our dashboard improvements. If you work with financial data, you're going to love this. Sigma is already equipped with more than a dozen options for visualizing data, and now we're adding a new data viz option, the waterfall chart. With a few simple clicks in your workbook, you can produce a waterfall chart that illustrates the differences between actual, planned, and forecasted data. It's a great tool for managing budgets, tracking inventory, and analyzing financial performance. We've also enhanced Sigma with another feature that's great for financial analysis, microsecond reporting. If you work with financial data, you may have encountered situations where millisecond data doesn't quite cut it. You need information down to the microsecond. Well, we've now added microsecond support in Sigma so that you can analyze your data at an even deeper, granular level. To use microsecond reporting in Sigma, simply select the date and time option in a table. If microsecond data is stored in your cloud data platform, you're all ready to go. You can filter, sort, and export this granular data. This is perfect for teams working with high-frequency trading, regulatory compliance, and risk management related to the stock market. Now, on to some of the changes we've made to help you build beautiful, interactive, and bespoke dashboards. We've added new table styling and container options to Sigma. These style elements are perfect for designing an executive or team dashboard that distills data in an easy-to-consume way. For example, take a look at this executive dashboard. With the new container functionality, we're able to group these data visualizations together. We can also include some dynamic text in here to provide context-specific comments and annotations right next to the visualization itself. Anyone looking at this dashboard could easily follow and understand the content. The story tells itself. And with added table styling, the data is presented in an aesthetically pleasing, easy-to-understand format. You can even build out bulk styling and set default themes across the entire application so that all visualizations will be created on brand for your company without any extra work for the dashboard builder. Finally, we're adding additional export functionality to Sigma. After all, we know some of you still like your dashboards delivered to your inbox first thing in the morning. Well, you can now export all tabs of a workbook into a single PDF download. You can also attach multiple different files or file types into a single scheduled export. We're also adding dynamic reports to Sigma. This is functionality that allows you to send parameterized exports in bulk to your end users, whether they are internal stakeholders or your customers. Think of it as mail merge for your dashboards and reports. You may have heard of this as report bursting in the past. For example, let's say you work at a company that offers hotel operations software as a service. You may have a dashboard called Weekly Hotel Performance that you need to send each of your customers on every Monday. But you don't want Hotel A to get Hotel B's report, and you don't want to spend hours configuring each hotel's report delivery. Well, with dynamic reports, you can simply set up a schedule to ensure that each hotel gets a report of their custom data from your dashboard. Now, let's take a step back for a moment. The future of analytics is multimodal. Analytics should meet users where they're most comfortable and empower every business stakeholder to self-serve insights straight from the cloud. At Sigma, we've believed this from the very beginning, and it's why we're constantly opening up new pathways for users to work with data. You can use SQL, Python, or even AI if you like, but you're also welcome to explore data in a simple spreadsheet interface. No coding experience required. With these new visual and usability enhancements, we're making it even easier to present and share data in the way that makes sense for you and your team. After all, when it's easy to understand the data, it's easy to get involved and share your insights. This is just the beginning of what's to come as we keep adding more and more design flexibility into Sigma.
Thank you for learning more about the innovation Sigma is bringing to the data ecosystem. We are the only platform that empowers users of every skill level and in every role, providing them with unique capabilities in areas like collaboration, data applications, write-back, and the integration of sophisticated AI and ML techniques across the enterprise. To do this, we have announced incredible new features that we believe will become the standard for data analytics platforms, and of course, it starts with our AI Toolkit for business. We know that AI is in the early stages of its impact on the world. So we've built not only AI features that help users today, but more importantly, we are the AI infrastructure to enable the enterprise to deploy, secure, govern, and expand access to AI in the future. Sigma is also unique in our ability to enable you to build workflows on your data. This means that you can, in effect, appify your BI and build automation to take timely, accurate action directly from Sigma. We are able to do this because we are the first and only data platform to enable secure, governed, and scalable write-back capabilities. We believe the future of data and analytics is going beyond exploration and taking action with your data and simplifying your application architecture in the process. Lastly, you can extend all of these benefits to your external partners. All enterprises have upstream and downstream partners, and of course customers who would value from an interactive data experience. With Explore Mode for Embedded Analytics, your customers have more ways to engage with the data. Again, we are the first and only platform enabling users to freely explore data, avoiding the cumbersome back and forth with your teams to update dashboards. This not only creates a tighter integration with your external partners, but also creates new monetization models, allowing you to sell new license options with varying levels of engagement. You can do all of this knowing that the data remains in your control and secure. Of course, we're launching a host of added features that we know make Sigma the only data platform you need across your enterprise. No need to buy tools for isolated workloads or teams. For example, Python notebooks and enhanced SQL editors are now available in Sigma, connecting your data teams and your business teams with the same level of collaboration, security, and sharing that you've come to expect with Sigma. And we have made a host of improvements to classic BI features, including new charts and external reporting features like bursting and enhanced exports, as well as even more flexible and engaging dashboard design layouts, critical features for industries such as financial services, such as microsecond reporting, and much, much more. Sigma has become the industry standard for BI and analytics, from the Fortune 10 to the 10-person company. Check us out and see for yourself how we are bringing scale, performance, and usability to the fingertips of every person at your enterprise.